Ken.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. Ambassador Kachalia, ambassadors, high commissioners, consul generals, international participants, fellow South Africans world over. Welcome to the South African virtual pavilion, as well as our pavilion in the United Arab Emirates in Dubai. Today, we are officially closing the second month of our participation in the Expo 2020. It has been a very wonderful journey of a wonderful experience that South Africans went through. And I'm sure all agree that this has been an exciting experience as well. For the period of 2 months already, we have showcased and positioned South Africa as a globally relevant player and a country able to compete with the best. As we conclude the second month of our participation in the Expo 2020, but also reflecting on how much achievement we have made to our own selves, but also looking at how much we have offered to the world as a whole, but also offering that we have made to our own beautiful continent, Africa. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce to you Mr. Yunus Hussein, to reflect on some of the journey that you have went through, we have traversed, and experienced so far. Thank you very much, Yunus. This platform is yours.
Good morning to all the listeners. Good morning, Consul General Makabe, His Excellency Ambassador Kachalia, also the Secretary General of the South Africa's Dubai Expo, and the listeners out there. What I present to you that South Africa in the past 4 weeks, the November month was the trade and investment month. And in this month, we showcased the policy and investment opportunities throughout a myriad of sectors. But what I'd like to just concentrate upon is the South African business and investment case. The South African economy is a highly diversified sectoral perspective and most developed and technology advanced economy on the African continent. South Africa is one of the most open economies in the world and preferential access to global markets. And in this COVID period, we're shown to be a very resilient and a very agile economy. Fixed investment activity is spread across broad sectors of the economy, with financial services, real estate, business services sector claiming a large share of an annual basis. Foreign direct investment inflows has increased substantially since the dawn of democracy, with FDI stock representing 36.3% of GDP in 2019 as compared to 6.6% in 1994. South Africa attracts a diversified source of FDI, and Expo 2020 is a great global platform to attract both trade and investment into South Africa as a regional manufacturing hub for value-added products and services servicing the African continent and beyond. The South African economy recorded better than anticipated growth during the past 6 months of 2021, a clear indication that the post-pandemic recovery momentum is firmly on track. Strong global demand and higher commodity prices have underpinned a robust export performance, leading to the largest trade surplus on record during the first 8 months of 2021. A rebound in fixed investment activity is expected from 2022 onwards, driven by improved business sentiment and opportunities opening up on the back of structural reforms and increasing local and export demand. A progressive recovery in household consumption is anticipated, supported by accommodative monetary policy, improved consumer sentiment, and rising disposable income. South Africa's economic reconstruction and recovery plan is expected to propel the economy's growth trajectory higher, and 4 impact interventions have been proposed, namely increase in infrastructure spending, the need to generate reliable supply of electricity, job creation, and industrial growth. Key amongst the investment opportunity is South Africa's just transition framework, which is also reflected in the country's pertinent legislation, regulations, policies, and strategies, including the Integrated Resource Plan in 2019 and the Economic Reconstruction and Recovery Plan. I'm sure that listeners abroad were able to participate in that webinar on South Africa's energy security and South Africa's energy capacity, as well as the significant opportunity in the transition space. Some of the investment opportunities in a green economy, large-scale deployment of renewable energy generation and energy storage, adoption of energy and waste efficiency solutions. The most significant one would be the great green hydrogen value chain development. South Africa is positioned to be a key player with our reserves of platinums, group metals used as a catalyst in green hydrogen fuel cells, as well as vanadium in battery storage technologies. Waste recycling from landfills to industrial waste, beneficiation of industrial waste, forestry development, and so forth. One of the significant sectors that South Africa has capability is that we have more than 7,000 businesses that are involved in a food processing or agro-processing value chain that are dominated by large enterprises. These sectors produce a wide range of products, from quality commodity types to high-end manufacturing products. The beverage sector incorporates the production of juices, wines, dairy products, amongst others. Agro-processing has significant and extensive backward and lateral linkages with the agriculture, manufacturing, and services sector. One of the key sectors in the COVID period has been health technology and pharmaceuticals, in which South Africa was able to shorten the supply chain, ramp up capacity, manufacturing capabilities in PPEs, in ventilators, and diagnostics. And today, South Africa has become a vaccination hub on the African continent, producing world-class facilities that have already produced 100 million of the J&J vaccine. Manufacturing, a key sector for investment and opportunities. The reindustrialization of the South African economy is a key component of our economic reconstruction and recovery plan. Objectives include expanding and diversifying the manufacturing base, improving the competitiveness and dynamism, increasing its participation in regional and global markets, reducing concentration levels, and achieving effective transformation. Master plans are being implemented in key sectors such as automotive, clothing, poultry, sugar, textiles, leather and footwear, as well as the steel and metal fabrication industries, as mechanisms to raise investments in production, capacity, drive innovation, improve productivity and competitiveness, increase local consumption and exports, and ensure sectoral transformation. The African Continental Free Trade Area implementation will lead to further export development across the continent, support the development of regional value chains and South Africa's integration therein. We are stepping up our efforts to build up electric vehicles in South Africa, to maintain our capacity to export to key markets such as the EU, the UK, both of which have set new targets and deadlines to reduce the number of fossil fuel reliant vehicles on their roads. Another key sector would be the business process outsourcing. South Africa today kept this sector during the COVID period open as an essential service, and it has become the #1 global sector as a destination for outsourcing globally. This is a sector where we are growing and have a master plan also to grow it to 500,000 jobs by 2030. Investment in the BPO sector, industry benefits from strategic government support by the Business Processing Incentive Scheme, which contributes to lowering investment costs for foreign investors. South Africa's BPO sector is supported by world-class infrastructure, telecommunications, financials, and legal infrastructure, is attracting global demand from external players in the UK, in the USA, as well as in Australia. Key to South Africa's investment case is the presidential investment mobilization drive. President Cyril Ramaphosa announced in the 6th administration an investment mobilization drive of $100 billion over a 5-year period. We have already achieved 64% of the target, and we look forward to receiving you in the next conference next year, 24th March. We'll gladly be inviting you that have expressed an interest to invest in our country. Finally, I'd like to just sum up and concentrate on why South Africa. South Africa, we can give you more than 10 reasons to invest in South Africa. It is a market of myriad of opportunities and number of reasons. I said more than 10 of them. One being it's a vibrant emerging market, one of the most sophisticated and promising emerging markets, affluent consumer base, growing middle class, industrial base to drive long-term returns on investment. Number two, most developed economy in Africa, most industrialized and diversified economy on the continent, as well as a very capable labor force. So number three, largest presence of multinational corporations in the African continent, a supportive ecosystem for a hub for technology, innovation, and fintech. Number four, very important, progressive constitution and independent judiciary, mature access legal system that provides certainty, respect for the rule of law, sound regulatory environment, adhering to international standards. Number five, provides investors access to global markets, one of the finest market access regime, and the African Continental Free Trade Agreement being one of them, which is a significant market opportunity. Number six, South Africa is blessed with a number of abundant natural resources, large and diversified mineral resource base, a significant mining country, home to several listed mining companies, a world-renowned underground mining expertise and technology, as well as skills. Number seven, advanced financial services and banking sector, sophisticated banking environment that leads and has a footprint across the African continent as the continent's financial hub, home to the largest stock market in the world, in Africa by market capitalization, and world-class infrastructure, developed infrastructure, as well as growing investment in infrastructure. And number nine, a very young and capable labor force, which has strong ability to develop skills and skills development. And number 10, significant, and you will be blessed and experience, we are now in our summer period, excellent quality of work life and quality of life in South Africa, year-round 365 days, favorable cost of living, superb weather, diversified cultural, cuisine, and sports offering, and world-class hospitality sector. So over the next 3 months, we will continue with our trade and investment drive, as well as have a significant focus on tourism and hospitality, small and medium business development opportunities and partnerships in January, as well as showcasing our provinces, our special economic zones in February, and then in March for innovation and technology. The division or branch I work for is Investment South Africa. We are excited and delighted to work with you throughout your investment journey in South Africa, assist you to build your business case, as well as to facilitate for you information, policy, regulation, build up the business case for you through a one-stop approach, together with all partners intergovernmentally, as well as through the state-owned agencies. South Africa is positioned to deliver on industrial capability and capacity, and Invest South Africa is ready to work and hold your hand throughout this investment journey. I would like you to visit our website, www.investsa.gov.za, for further information. And in closing, we'd like you to visit our beautiful country, see the abundant opportunities that is offered in South Africa. And finally, when you think of an opportunity, think South Africa. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce our ambassador, Ambassador Kachalia, who, as I said at the outset, who's also has been championing South Africa's and spearheading South Africa's effort in the Dubai Expo, and is the man that is responsible under his leadership for the 6 months that we've been proudly under his leadership exhibiting and doing these trade and investment platforms under his guidance and leadership. Ambassador Kachalia, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Yunus. Thanks, Deputy Commissioner General, Mr. Magabe, Mr. Hussein, the participants on this platform, and last but not least, the excellent Expo team that has been primarily responsible for what has happened and what is happening and what will continue to happen at our pavilion as South Africa unfolds and rolls out whatever we have to offer. I would also like to just say thank you to the colleagues at the Dubai Consulate, in particular, Mr. Minele and Mr. Maranjana, and obviously at my own mission, Mr. Henschel, and other staff members from both the consulate and the embassy, who in their own way contribute to keeping our pavilion alive with such limited resources. But Mr. Hussein, thank you very much. I think yourself in particular have basically kept open the pavilion and our platform and what South Africa has to offer. And you have said many things. You said only 10 and you could go on forever. And I think you basically covered all the themes that we are going to present at Expo, and basically an open invitation to whoever is interested to continue to knock at our door at the pavilion, on the website, as well as back home. And I will attest to that. This morning, Mr. Henschel and myself had meetings with two very important people here in this part of the Emirates who have shown keen interest in the agro-processing and the supply of food to the United Arab Emirates. So I think the platform, as well as the pavilion, through word of mouth and also through active attendance by members of the public and people who are interested in South Africa, is paying off quite handsomely, and that is most welcome. But Mr. Hussein, thank you very much for such an extensive insight in so few words, as we would say in a nutshell. Your agility in this regard is greatly appreciated as well. Thanks. Now, as has been mentioned, all along, South Africa's participation in Expo 2020 is intended to position our country as a destination of choice, amongst other things, for foreign direct investment, and also as a keen competitive source for goods and services directly, as well as through collaboration and partnerships through joint venture initiatives. Our theme, Think South Africa, Think Opportunity, is anchored in our firm belief that South Africa's industrial and manufacturing capabilities, as well as innovation, is a gateway to forge partnerships with global companies as a means to foster and achieve mutual commercial trade and developmental benefits. The month of November was primarily focused on attracting investment and facilitating trade. The various activations, and I must say very masterfully executed through our hybrid pavilions, enabled companies to exhibit their products, engage prospective customers and international buyers and investors with the primary objective of generating business leads. We can, without hesitation, say that our combined efforts, the efforts and hard work that Team South Africa put in during this month, have been successful, and we have no doubt that this will result in mutual commercial benefits for us in South Africa, as well as for people who have been drawn to us. The South African Pavilion in Expo hosted various company products for showcasing the different visitors on the South African, on our pavilion. These included products such as armored vehicles, commonly used for the United Nations peacekeeping missions, manufactured by our arms group back home. There was, I saw a Mellow van, was also on display exhibiting South Africa's capabilities in the electric car sector. Our Aqua Innovation highlighted our agro-processing capabilities. Equally, and thanks to our retail partners in the UAE and also out of South Africa, over 600 fast-moving consumer products sourced in South Africa and currently sold in the UAE by retail shops such as the Hyperama, Lulu, Carrefour, Choitrams, Spinneys, as well as Gibson, and indeed, I think many others now venturing into the retail and wholesale market, get continuously and incessantly exposed to South African taste and more of its products. And this is through the good work of our various governmental institutions and the private sector operating in South Africa. It's the type of agility that Yunus has talked about that we need to display. And I think that goes without saying, and we see it here at the Expo. The other thing one has noticed is that through the QR code system used in most of the products displayed in the pavilion, potential buyers have been interacting with product manufacturers from South Africa and are connecting with South African companies for business opportunities. The Mellow van electric car manufactured in South Africa has already attracted interest globally, with over, I see, 160 QR codes being scanned from countries such as America, United Kingdom, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE, and I believe other countries within the region as well. The trade and investment activations are already yielding benefits, with some potential trade and investment deals acquired through the Africa Trade Platform. For example, the trade platform has confirmed an export order for avocados and fresh produce containers . required. We have successfully executed a hybrid program for November with over 30 virtual sessions undertaken. And these have attracted just over 1,000 participants who registered on the event 10X platform, as I see, to access South African trade and investment information for the various sessions. We are currently featuring around 90 company and institutional exhibitors on the virtual platform, exhibiting a range of uniquely South African products. In November alone, nearly 13,000 booth visits have been made, and no doubt we will continue to attract more international buyers and consumers. Interestingly, also in these 2 months, we've had over 75,000 visitors to our pavilion. The various sector-specific marketing collateral that was showcased through the virtual platform will continue to live on the Earth 10X platform until end of November, and will be available for further onward consumption. The Department of Trade and Industry and Competition, DTIC, will also keep record of the sessions as part of an added marketing tool as we keep advancing the market access program for South African goods and services. We were fortunate to have the presence of the Deputy Minister of Minerals, Resources and Energy and the Chair of the Industrial Development Corporation on separate programs who visited Expo and had engagements with various stakeholders. Their discussions also yielded positive contributions towards our drive to establish collaboration and identifying market opportunities and attracting investments. All these programs, virtual and physical, have key follow-ups that need to be acted upon and solutions that need to be provided and addressed. Key challenges have been identified in certain instances, particularly in regulatory and turnaround times, which hinder both trade and investment. And it is imperative that these will have to be prioritized for us to be able to fully realize the benefits of our participation at Expo 2020. Equally so, opportunities have been identified that require us to act smart and take advantage of the agility that Mr. Hussein has talked about. We need to be agile and we need to be smart. We are still left with 4 months to go at the Expo. In line with our theme, Think South Africa, Think Opportunity. The month of December will focus on opportunities in the tourism and hospitality sector. And in spite of the setback occasioned by the onset of the Omicron COVID-19 variant, we look forward to unleashing an exciting and a well-structured program for our tourism month. Our tourism theme will be followed by the promotion of our SMME and startups in January 2022, public-private partnerships in February, and innovation and technology in March. All these themes will continue to present vast trade and investment opportunities that could be leveraged in the remaining months. To this end, and as we close off the Trade and Investment Month, all our efforts will be geared towards ensuring that we continue to display South Africa's capacity and capability, and as mentioned, highlighting in particular trade and investment opportunities in all these themes. Lastly, I think it's appropriate that I thank everybody, both at DTIC and the departments like Arts, Sports, Arts and Culture, as well as the Expo team and our teams at the consulate and at the mission in Abu Dhabi for the sterling work they continue to do in making our participation at Expo 2020 worthwhile. The next few months may be challenging with what has happened to us with this variant, but I believe as South Africans, we always rise up to the challenge, and we know South Africa will exist well beyond Omicron. Thank you very much, and we assure people back home that the team here, as tired as they are, will soldier on to the to the bitter end. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Excellency Ambassador Kachalia, for the details in terms of how far have we traversed on our participation in the Expo 2020, positioning our beautiful country and its capacity, economic capacity, as well as capabilities to the rest of the world. Indeed, South Africa is open for business. Think South Africa, think opportunities. Thank you very much. The session is officially adjourned. Thank you.